With a guy who's manipulating you over and over, what typically happens is you develop fog. Fog like a brain and a mental fog that confuses all of your world, all of your life, doesn't let you think or see clearly, gives you in this moment of just being stuck. The fog that happens inside of a toxic relationship first starts off with fear. That's the first letter inside of fog, the fear. The fear is this piece of being afraid of the future, being afraid of his reaction, being afraid of his response, being afraid of what's going to happen. How can you survive without him? What is going to be your reality if you call him out, if you actually expose him? And many times people live in fear so much because the narcissist has actually trained you and conditioned you to lower who you are, to not let you actually communicate your feelings, your needs, your emotions. Instead, you've realized that he's trained you over a period of time that your feelings and needs do not matter, and you have to stay quiet. You have to stay silent while he does whatever he wants to do, and you just follow along. The fear is something that leaves you stuck in a toxic relationship, but not just the fear of him and how he's going to respond, the fear of who you would be without him. You see, because there was a version of you that was there before him, a version of you that could actually stand up in confidence, a version of you that was able to communicate, a version of you that was able to actually be seen and heard, and that version no longer exists. But you've been living that life for such a long period of time that if you didn't have him in your life, where would you get the validation for you? Even though you're not getting it, you're still going to seek it from him because he's trained you and conditioned you to do this. So you have fear of him and you have fear of the future without him. It's like, who would I be without him? What would actually happen? The second piece inside of the fog is the obligation. You have an obligation to stay with this guy because of your background, growing up, your parents, religious organizations, things that have pressed upon you, this idea of you're obligated to stay with this guy. Maybe because you've been through so much, not realizing it's what he's put you through. Not realizing that you've been through so much, all of this that's been here has kept you stuck feeling that you're obligated to be with this guy. Well, you're married, so you must stay in this toxic relationship. Well, he's done this and he's come back, so then you have to give him another chance. Well, you're inside the religious structure, you're supposed to forgive him, so you feel obligated to still be in this relationship. And the obligation leaves you trapped long-term inside of a toxic relationship. Then you also have the guilt. The guilt overrides almost everything inside of your world because you feel guilty for staying. You feel guilty because of the years that you've lost in this relationship, the time that's been wasted, the moments with your kids that haven't been able to happen. And simply because you've stayed in this relationship for such a long period of time, the guilt starts to eat away at you. You could have done something different. How could you have not known? Why didn't you leave earlier? All different things will run through your mind, but will keep weighing on you with guilt and shame, wanting to leave you stuck. Then this fog, the fear, the obligation, the guilt is what a narcissist uses to surround you so that you can't see clearly, so that you can't make a move. And if you're confused on what direction to go, what to do, how to think clearly, you won't actually do anything except stay. And tell yourself that it's not that bad. Tell yourself that eventually you'll figure it out. Tell yourself that eventually he'll wake up to the reality that he's hurting you. And you keep telling yourself all of these lies that just keep you stuck. Inside the abuse, inside the manipulation, inside the lies that he's telling you over and over and over again. It's time for you to break free from the fog, the fear, the obligation, the guilt. But you can't do it alone, and you can't do it simply by staying in the same fog over and over and over. Because that fog is meant to leave you trapped. He doesn't even have to control you anymore. He just has to leave you in a state of confusion. Because if you're confused, you won't move. If you're confused, you won't do anything. You will just stay stuck permanently. And I've seen women that have been stuck long-term simply because they don't know what to do. They don't know what direction to go. They don't know what's right, what's wrong, what's up, what's down. They have no clue what to do simply because he's confused them so much. And that's currently where he has you right here, right now. If you're a woman that's trapped in a toxic relationship and is dealing with the manipulation from this guy and you don't know how to get clarity, I want to invite you to our Reclaim workshop. It's happening July 12th in Orlando, Florida, or in Zoom across the globe. The goal inside of this is to actually give you the tools to cut through the fog, to be able to see the truth, to be able to see the facts for what they actually are, so you can actually be free mentally and emotionally. This is for the women that are in the relationship and they're too confused to know how to heal or how to move forward. This is for women who are out of the relationship and they're trying to figure out, how do we actually heal? How do we actually grow? How do we actually develop? You can watch it online by going to rawmotivations.com/reclaim. I have an option there for you to sign up for the virtual, or you can sign up in person in Orlando, Florida. Inside of this, you have to understand, if we don't help you rewire your mindset, you will stay in the fog. The fog will be your new reality, and the fog will be your confusion that leaves you trapped permanently, long term. If you want to know more about this, comment the word reclaim and I'll send you the link. It's July 12th in Orlando, Florida, or on Zoom anywhere in the globe. You have a blessed, wonderful day. We'll see y'all next time.